Hello my friends, and welcome to Kids Club. From
The Curate Study.
it's me Sam.
And me, Reverend Mark. It's great to have you back again today, my friends. It's a lovely sunny day outside. I hope you're managing to get out and have some fun. What are we going to be doing this morning, Sam?
So we're going to have a bit of a Bible study, a bit of a Bible reading, and then we're going to have a little bit of craft, and then a prayer at the end.
So pretty much the same as usual, but I hope by now you're used to the way things work in the Curate Study. So hang on a minute, hang on. I got a nasty feeling it's that bloke at the door again.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cows go.
Cows go? Who?
No, cow goes moo. Owls go who.
Ah, dearie me. I'm going to put a lock on that door. Anyway, so my friends, have you ever been fishing? Because our story today is about some men who are fishing. Now, I've never done a lot of fishing, but I know it can be tricky. Because first of all, you have to find where the fish are. And sometimes that's not an easy thing to do. But there's also something in our story today which I particularly like. And I'll tell you about it at the end. So Sammy, you ready to give us our story?
Yes. Breakfast by the sea. And at another time, Jesus appeared to his disciples by the Sea of Galilee. One evening, Peter said to 6 other disciples, "I'm going fishing." "We'll come too," they said. All night long they fished. They threw the net over one side, then over the other. No matter where they fished, the net always came back empty. Finally, the long night of wasted work was over. When the sun was just coming up, the men decided to come back to shore. As they neared the beach, they saw a man waving at them. "Hello there," he called out. "Have you caught any fish?" "No, not even one," they shouted back. "Try again. Throw the net over the right side of the boat. Then you'll find some." The men did as he said. They were amazed. The net was so full they couldn't even haul the catch overboard. John looked towards the shore again. He gasped at Peter. "It's the Lord!" When Peter heard this, he dived into the sea. Peter swam as hard as he could towards the beach. The other disciples brought the boat in. They dragged the net behind them. As they came closer, they saw Jesus already had a fire burning. He was cooking fish and warming bread for them. "Bring me some of the fish you've just caught," he said. When the others came ashore, Peter helped them drag the net onto the beach. As he did so, he was astonished at the catch. Over 100 fish strained against the net, yet it did not tear. Then Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast."
That's a lovely story. I really like it. It's one of my favourite stories from the Bible, and I'll tell you why. The men have been working hard all night, and they're tired, probably exhausted. Imagine, they've been out in the darkness, throwing the net over the side, pulling it back in again, throwing it over the side, and not catching any fish. They must have been really sad and frustrated. And then they see their friend, Jesus, on the beach, and he tells them what to do, and they listen, and it works. And suddenly they've caught more fish than they could ever imagine. But not just that, it's a lovely picture, isn't it, of these men seeing a friend on the beach, somebody they really loved, and one of them being so excited he jumps in the water and swims to the shore. And then when he gets there, their friend is cooking for them. He's having a barbecue on the beach and cooking them some fish and some fresh bread. It's a lovely picture, which I really, really like. Anyway, it's time for our craft now. So let's watch Angela talk you through what our craft activity is for today. Take it away, Angela.
Hello and welcome to the Kids Club Craft section. Today we have the reading from John 21 about Jesus standing on the shore watching his disciples fishing but having no luck. So I thought today we would make a mobile. So what I need to do first is to make this. So I've got some various different lollipop sticks. I've got coloured ones, but plain ones are fine. You can colour them in with felt tip pens if you want, or if you don't have lollipop sticks, just when you go out on your walk, see if you can find some twigs or some small branches, or if you've got bits of driftwood, you could use those and glue that. I've glued mine together. You could use 2 sticks or 3. So I've glued mine together. You can tie them together with string. So you end up with this, and this is what we're going to end up hanging our items from. So like I said, Jesus was watching his disciples fishing. So the mobile is going to remind us of the story. So once we've made our base, we need to make our boat. So I have pre-drawn this out, but I'll run through it with you now. So on a piece of paper, you can make a boat. It's just like a little box. If you've got boxes at home, small boxes that tea bags have come in, or to practice, I used a big matchbox. The cooking matchbox is the central slidey section. So have a look round in your recycling or around the house. But if you don't have a box, you can make one. So what you need to do is basically draw a grid. So you have a line here, and you draw, these are the sides like that. And then you do horizontal lines like that. And again like this. Up the top. So this section here is going to be the size of your boat, and then these widths will be the edges. So you can make yours as big or as small as you want, and I've written lots of things around. So that's the base, and these are going to be the sides. This is going to be the front and the back. So once we've cut this out, so I'll do this now quickly, cut this out here. You can always pause the video and look back at the instructions. So that's your base. So if you cut along here, same up this end. Hopefully, I've used a ruler, so I'm hoping it will all work. And then you fold. All the other lines you fold over. Have I folded this one? No. So we fold these, and then what happens is you fold these little corner squares in, and these are your tabs. And if you use sellotape on the inside, you see, oh, might help if it's stuck. There we go, and another piece of sellotape here. This works best if you're using a stiff card. Paper would work if that's all you've got. There. So that is your little boat. Okay. So if you haven't got coloured paper, again, you can use plain paper and then crayons or pencils to decorate it with. So next we need our net, because in the story they threw the net out on one side. Well, I have found this. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic for crafting. It's part of an orange bag. You can get them when you buy from the supermarkets. Your oranges or nectarines come in them, or limes or lemons. So it's really, really useful stuff. So that's what I'm using for my net. If you don't have any of this, you could make a net out of very thin strips of paper and then glue them crossways, so you've got that pattern. Or you could use string if you've got some, or wool, and you could tie knots together. But I'm using this. So we've got our net. I'm going to stick this on to the inside of my boat. you can use glue or sticky back, you know, kind of double-sided tape. So there we have our boat with our net hanging down the side. Okay, the next step will be our fish. So I've luckily in my craft cupboard found some stickers that I've been waiting for this very moment. So I found some stickers like this, but any shape, fish shape will do. I've just also drawn some fish shapes on a piece of card and then cut round to make a template. So any shaped fish will do. So you can, if you use card again, it's quite easy to trace round like that. And then what you do is you cut that out like this. So that's what I'm left with. Okay, and then I've got my Pritt stick. So I'm going to decorate my fish because fish are shiny often. So I'm going to just stick it with glue. And I've got some little sequins and sticky. There we go. That's very pretty. Also, I'm lucky enough to have some googly eyes in my craft cupboard, just to make him look a bit more fishy. But again, like Auntie Sarah did in her craft last week, if you've got a hole punch, you can use the little dots that are left in the hole punch and just put a black dot in the centre, and that's a really good way of making eyes as well. So there's our little fish. So I'll put that there. So if you make lots of fish, I've got some here and I've attached them to cotton. So these are my fish here. I found some paper with some fish on, which was quite amusing, I thought. And so I've got some cotton, and what I've done is I put a small piece of card one side of the cotton with some tape on to stick the cotton to the card, and then I'll put some tape on the back of my fish and stick that to the card. So there, I've got all my fish now on pieces of string, and you can probably notice I've got a little loop at the top there. That is how we're going to attach it to our base, or the hanging section. There we go. So that's a little example. Also, what I've done, that's the boat. This is the boat I made earlier. I've also made some holes in the side and put cotton on there as well. So how that works is we put the cotton over and just put some tape. So we have each corner of the boat goes on. Oops. Okay, and then that sticks on with the glue, with the sticky tape. There's another one, and there's another one. So now our boat is hanging from our mobile. And then also what we do, so we've got the boat with the net on one side, and of course they weren't catching anything. But Jesus said, look on the other side of the boat. So these fish here that I've made earlier, I can hang on the other side of the boat. Like that. And the way, the angle that we're filming this, you can't really see the mobile effect. Okay, and then what you can do is go over those bits of cotton. Can you see? No, there we go. So you've got the fish coming down one side, and we've got the net coming down the other. And that is our mobile. What I've also done, which is a little bit of fun, is I've made a little disciple. So he just sits in the side, his body one side, his hands over the edge. and he's looking over the boat. Hello. So I hope you have fun trying to make this, and we'll see you again next time.
There we go. I hope you enjoyed your craft with Angela. Don't forget, if you couldn't keep up with what she was doing or you want to watch it again, you can start the film or you can rewind the film and pause it at places to make sure you don't miss anything. So I hope you've enjoyed the Kids Club with us today, and Sammy's story in particular. As I said, it's one of my favourite. I love the idea of Jesus coming to meet his friends where they are, where they're working, and helping them to live their lives in a better way, and just sharing time with them on the beach, in a barbecue, with bread and with fish. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to imagine. Okay, Sammy's going to lead us in a prayer now. Sammy?
On rainy days, I pray for sun. In burning heat, I dream of snow. I face the wind and wish for calm. I love the sound when strong winds blow. And so, dear God, my prayer is this. Choose the weather you think is right for holidays, and for harvest, for pleasant days and restful nights. Amen.
Amen. God knows best, doesn't he? Until we meet again, my friends, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. God bless you all. Goodbye.